Hey, I'm just making a quick video to talk a little bit about the all-in-one SEO plugin and more specifically these three sections here. A lot of people have asked us why we don't fill them in, and we've even been asked if this was a mistake and we forgot to do it. That's understandable because when you get hold of your site and you see this, you probably do think we forgot. Actually, that's not the case. It's by design that we've left them blank, and I'm going to go into it now. I have touched upon this in some of the other training videos, but it's kind of buried deep in the training videos, so I wanted to segment it and record a new one. Okay, so we install all-in-one SEO or any other SEO plugin actually for two reasons. The first is so you can do the post by post SEO. So like the SEO for this post, the SEO for this post, the SEO for this post. And secondly, because of the actual things that the plugin does in the background, and that's like the passive things like that. So we do set up all of that background stuff. So if you look here at all-in-one SEO, you've got the general settings, the sitemap, and this feature manager lets you turn on other features like sitemap, for example. So we set up your sitemap, and then if we open general settings, we configure all of this for you as well. So that's like the home title, the home description, and then the plugin has a lot of defaults as well, like all of this stuff that you may never even have looked at. And what that does is it brings a lot of background optimization to your site that you don't even know. So you probably think nothing's being done, but that's not the case. This plugin does a lot. I'll give you an example. If we view this post, so this title here, it says how to date an Asian woman review, and then you can see as I've moused over it's popped up, you've got the hyphen and then attacky beast and then another hyphen and date and simple. So without the all-in-one SEO plugin installed, it might not necessarily display that way. It might mess things up a little bit, and long story short, it's a Google friendly way of displaying a post. So that's one reason we use it. And it does all this other stuff here that you don't need to worry about. And we either leave the defaults or we set it up differently for you based on kind of best practices. So right from the get-go, your site is optimized and is Google friendly because the plugin is installed. So let's go back to the original question. Why haven't the SEO title, SEO description, and SEO keywords been filled in? And I'm going to tell you that now. So let's look deeper into this post. So at the bottom of every post, you have the all-in-one SEO pack section here. So as you can see, if you don't manually fill in the title, it uses the title of your post. There. So the reason we don't fill it in is because we've optimized the actual post title and the plugin will just display the post title already. So, you know, I could manually say this is my title and it would change it to this is my title, but we optimize it as we write it, so you don't need to do that. Right now it's obviously showing it up like I deleted it, but I'm not going to save the changes. And then the description, I'll go into a little bit more detail in a little while about why we don't fill the description in. But again, rest assured that the description will pull the first paragraph of the article. So it's not blank at all. It's pulling it from the article automatically. What you can do is manually choose another description, and I'll explain later in this video where you might want to do that. Keywords, Leave them blank, absolutely. Do not fill them in. If you fill them in and later you ask me why your site's not ranking, it's because you filled them in. Okay, so first of all, Google doesn't even look at this section anymore. And well, actually they do look at it, but they do not count it for ranking. And when people have overfilled it, so they've put in every keyword under the sun in this box, Google sees that as a signal that your page is over optimized, and it will, if anything, it will hold your site back from ranking. I don't know why they still include the keyword section in this plugin when everybody knows not to fill it in. I think they honestly put it there for beginners who don't know any better, and they think this is how you insert keywords into posts, like keywords are some form of hashtag that you'd see on Twitter or Pinterest. That's just not the case. 10 years ago, yeah, this worked. But now Google finds keywords from the post itself. Human-proof designs, I've never filled the keywords in. This site, never filled the keywords in. None of my sites I've ever filled the keywords in. Those sites get traffic and they rank for keywords because Google looks at your post. It doesn't say, oh, what keywords have they said it ranks for? No, they look at the content, and when someone searches for something related to the content, they show the article. It's that simple. So don't leave this. Leave this. Don't fill it in. Robots, meta, no index. You don't need to worry about these, but if you ever wanted to set a page or post to no index or no follow, you could just check that box and then update. But yeah, you don't need to do that. So yeah, basically we leave them blank because the post title itself is already optimized with your keyword in, and the description, it will choose a default one. However, if you've ever searched for anything in Google and you've seen this snippet like this, and you've seen the description here, this is what the meta description is. So if I said, this article is all about how to date an Asian woman, read it because it's awesome. In theory, this is what would show up in Google. So you can use the description as a way to kind of get more people to click because you're customizing the description. Or you could use it to fit more keywords in. So the irony is you can actually put keywords in the description and not in the keywords section. But here's the thing, Google actually chooses what to display here, not you. So you can suggest it here, but Google will choose. So if for example, let's say this is what my meta description is. This article is all about how to date an Asian woman. Read it because it's awesome. Now, if someone searches for how to date an Asian woman review, so this article we've reviewed a crappy product called How to Date an Asian Woman. We gave it an F because it's not very good. But anyway, if someone searches for How to Date an Asian Woman review, Google might decide that a more relevant snippet would be the section of our article here which says I don't know, I'll just give you a hypothetical. Maybe there's a section in our article that says this review of how to date an Asian woman will show you why you really shouldn't buy this product. That could be somewhere in the article, and Google might decide to extract that paragraph from our article and show it here in the search results because it thinks it's more relevant to the searcher. And Google does that all the time. Like, I'm going to search for something here, like how to date an Asian woman review. I don't think I rank #1 for this. Oh wow, there we are. Right, so if you remember, okay, this is perfect. Let's go back. I'm not going to save the changes. So the default description that the plugin has chosen is this. The focus on this training is very specific. The name says it all. So they haven't actually included all of it. They've chopped off a little bit of it, and they've added a little bit. So the point here is Google will basically extract what it wants from your article and decide what to display based on what the person searched for. So if I searched for this review in 2 weeks after I've changed this to say, hey, we're really awesome, read this article, Google might still display this bit because it prefers this and it finds that more people click on it like this. So long story short, the description is kind of like a suggestion. So I leave it blank when I very first publish an article because I'm saying, hey Google, I actually want you to decide what the description should be, and I want you to I want you to look at the article for what it is, and I want you to just kind of rank it where you think it should be. Now, later on, there are more tactics you can use, and I'm going to link to those tactics below this video. But long story short, you can play around with the description later to try and get more keywords in. For example, you might find out that there's another keyword called maybe the name of the product author is, let's say his name is Peter Smith. Okay, so maybe you find out that some people are searching for how to date an Asian woman, Peter Smith, and your article ranks on page 2 for that article, for that keyword. But then you think, oh, I actually haven't mentioned Peter Smith anywhere in my article, and I'm already ranking page 2 for that keyword. Wow, that's great. So what you can do is you can go in and add Peter Smith somewhere in the article where it's relevant, and you can add something about Peter Smith in the description. So you could say something like, read our review of How to Date an Asian Woman by Peter Smith and learn why you really shouldn't bother checking out his guide. Something like that. And then what you're doing is, it's like Google says, well, I want to rank you for this keyword, but you don't have the word Peter Smith in your article, so I'm going to put you on page 2. So you can tweak the description a bit and tweak the actual article a bit, and when Google comes back and indexes you again, like a week later, it will probably jump you up to page 1. Doesn't always work, but it does work quite often. So this is, again, why I like to leave it all blank in the beginning, because I want Google to kind of tell me what it wants to rank me for. There's loads of keywords that you don't even know about, so don't just stuff in your keyword in there and hope for the best. You should kind of leave it. So like with human proof designs, I never fill it in, and if I've got some keywords that I want to try and rank for, or some articles, maybe once a month or once every few months, I'll put my website into SEMrush and I'll see what keywords I'm showing up for, and I might think, oh hey, if I tweak the description in this article, I can rank for like 3 or 4 more keywords. But other than that, it's just a waste of time, and it almost limits you if you right from the start tell Google your description. So that's why when we give you the site, we leave it all blank, because it's opening up more opportunities for you to rank for long tail keywords without limiting you just to the ones that we found. And as I showed you, it's not going to be completely blank. The plugin will still show you something. So Google, it's not like your site is not optimized. Your site is optimized. It's just we have deliberately left them blank so that you can go back to them later if you want to or if you need to. And in case you're thinking, what on earth are you talking about? I will put links to those other strategies below this video so that you can kind of go deeper down the rabbit hole and learn more about that.